We can tell that a lot of you are from the East Coast because, wow, you're well behaved. So Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Shabbat Shalom to all of you who are here in our sanctuary. Shabbat Shalom to those of you who are joining us online. We're so grateful to be together. Hine matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. This verse from Psalms teaches us how good it is to be together in community, in friendship. Please join us.
Hine matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad.
Page 70.
Hine matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov umanayim shevet anu 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 gam yachad.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Maybe we'll try that again. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Oh, that was beautiful. Thank you so much.
There's the Ruach.
And so we say, Hine Matov, it is really good to be together. We thank you, Taryn Weber, who's joining us leading services today. I'm joined by Rabbi Dana Benson. I'm Rabbi Ruth Zlotnick. We have Alex at the piano. Thank you, Alex. We have Jamie, the technological wind beneath our wings. And we have two wonderful young leaders of our community who are sitting up straight, ready to go. Anton and Case, who will be helping us to lead our services. We're so grateful that you're here together. We really believe that the gift of Shabbat is a gift that allows us to take a break from the everyday stresses and tensions of our lives. So often we like to begin by just setting the stage for ourselves. I invite you to take a few deep breaths in and out. As we feel a spaciousness all around us, Shabbat, we're told, is a cathedral in time, not a cathedral in space. It's a way of existing that we come together. And we do that in a few ways. We do that just by being fully present. So we'll ask that you do little things like turning off any devices you may have. And just a reminder, please no photographs during our service. We also will invite you to take part in all of our prayers, whatever faith tradition you may have. You'll notice in our Hebrew. In fact, I'm going to invite you to open up to page 80. Just so you can see, I can give you a little, in case of how many of you this is your first time at Temple Beth Am. Yeah, so quite a number of you. So I just want to show you, page 80 and 81 are a pretty typical layout. And you can see the Hebrew, if you are accustomed to Hebrew, and the transliteration. And right below the Hebrew is a faithful translation. And on the left-hand side of the page, at this point it's page 81, there are variations in English on the theme of the prayer. We invite you, our prayer book is purposefully designed for people who experience prayer differently, and so we invite you to explore the prayer book as you move forward. We do all of this because Shabbat is a time for us to, no matter how difficult our week may have been, to take stock of all the blessings in our lives. The rabbis teach that we should say 100 blessings a day. And so we are so grateful to an amazing member of our community, Stephanie Levine, who happens to also tutor B'nai Mitzvah students, but also is a wonderful lay leader. And Stephanie is going to give us a running start with our Nasim B'chol Yom, our blessings for the miracles of every day, starting on page 80.
So this is something that we are going to participate in responsively. I will begin, I'll be switching off between Hebrew and English. Follow along as you choose. There is transliteration here. And feel free to also change the words just to something that may be more meaningful to you. You don't need to go by exactly what's in here. This is a guideline. So please join me as I begin. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who has given the mind the ability to distinguish day from night. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, pokeach ivrim. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who frees the captive. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, zokev kefufim. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who stretches the earth over the waters. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamechi mitzadei gaver. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who provides things for those in need. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hanoten le'ayef koach. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who gives strength to the weary. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who removes sleep from the eyes and slumber from the eyelids. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, shatzani b'tzelem Elohim. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who has made me free. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who has made me of my heritage. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, ozer yisparel b'gvurah. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who crowns Israel with splendor. And then we have a tradition at Temple Beth Am for you to offer your own personal prayer at this point in our service. And we'll start with the same 6 words the other ones did. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, for a wonderful community to worship with.
Thank you so much, Stephanie, for helping us get that jump start and for also helping these wonderful two students to prepare for their B'nai Mitzvahs and to help all of us prepare as we enter into our morning prayers. We turn now to page 108 for the Baruch Hu, our prayer that acknowledges that we are here as a community together in this space and in this moment. If you are able, I would invite you to rise in body or spirit. May be seated. We turn now to page 110 for our blessing and prayer for this morning and for the light on this day. It's my very deep honor to invite Anton forward to help lead us in that prayer. Again, page 110.
Baruch Hu atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Yotzer or uvore choshech, Oseh shalom uvore et hakol, Hameir la'aretz veladarim alecha barachamim, uvtuvo mechadesh bechol yom tamid, ma'aseh v'reishit, ma'rabu ma'asecha Adonai kulam, b'chochma asita mal'a ha'aretz kinyanecha, titbarach Adonai Eloheinu, al shevach ma'aseh yadecha, ve'al me'orei she'aseti yafarucha selah, or chadash al Sion ta'ir, v'nizkech hulanu mehera ule'oro, baruch atah Adonai yotzer hamorot.
Now Anton will continue to lead us on page 112.
Ahava rabba ahavtanu, Adonai Eloheinu, chemla gedola ve'itera, chamalta aleinu, ba'avur avotenu, ve'imotenu, shebat chuvecha, Vatenu ve'imotenu, vadlamden chukechaim, ken techonenu utlamdenu, rachem aleinu, V'tein b'libenu lehavinu haskil, lishmoa lilmod ulmamed, lishmor velasot, ulkayem et kol divrei Talmud Toratecha be'ahava.
Ve'ha'erenenu v'toratecha v'davek liveinu v'mitzvotecha ve'yachen levaveinu le'ahava u'lira et shemecha ve'lo nevosh ve'lo Kodcha Hagadol vehanora vatachnu Nagila venismecha vishuatecha vehavienu leshalom me'arva kanfot haaretz v'tolichenu komemiut le'artzenu ki el po el Yeshuotata uvanu v'acharta v'keraftanu l'shimcha hagadol sela sela be'emet lehodot lecha ulyachedcha be'ahava Baruch ata Adonai Habocher be'amo Yisrael be'ahava. Yasher koach, Anton. You can take a seat if you'd like, but I will remind us that actually as we move into the next prayer, the Shema, we actually have the option to be seated or stand. There's many traditions in Jewish communities on how to observe the Shema. And indeed, in the words we'll hear chanted shortly after the Shema by Anton, we'll be reminded exactly about that, about how we can be standing, we can be sitting, we can be lying down. Just the reminder that we just should say Shema. And the Shema is that prayer that really brings us into that centeredness that Rabbi Ruth spoke of at the beginning of the service. There's nowhere else we need to be right now. The only place we need to be is here, in this moment, with family, with friends, with community, just to be present in the experience of Shabbat. If it's your custom to rise for the Shema, I invite you to do so. If it's your custom to sit for the Shema, I invite you to do so. We gather together in these words on page 114. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem kevod malchuto. Leolam vaed. Baruch Shem kevod malchuto. Leolam vaed. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu. Adonai echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu. Adonai echad. You may be seated if you chose to stand. It's my honor and pleasure to invite Anton back up to lead us in words of love, the words of the Ve'ahavta, which can be found on page 116.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavecha uvechol nafshecha uvechol meodecha vehayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anohi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha Vishinantam levanecha vidibarta bam bishivtcha bevetecha uvletcha vaderech uvshobecha uvkumecha ukshartam leot al yedecha vehayu letotafot beinenecha Uktavtam al mizazot beitecha uvisharecha leman tizkeru v'asetim et kol mitzvotai v'yetem kedoshim le'elohechem ani Adonai Elohechem Asher hotzeti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lechem le'elohim ani Adonai Elohechem.
Adonai Elohechem emet yasher koach. On page 122, we have the words that our ancestors sang as they crossed the Sea of Reeds. And those words are words of freedom. Those words are a reminder of the courage to keep moving forward even when you're not certain what's ahead. They're words of strength and koach, you'll hear us say yasher koach, what strength, as we congratulate our students on hard work. But we think about that same koach as we share these words of micha mocha. We sing together and maybe we even dance a little bit. You can loosen up, we can have a little bit of fun and enjoy getting to dance and experience these words together. Micha mocha, page 122.
Elimador והמלכו ואמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד מי כמוך באלים אדוני מי כמוך נהדר בקודש נורא תהילות אוסף אלה נורא תהילות אוסף אלה יאי די 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 יאי די 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 יאי די די
Yeah, sure. Do you feel warmed up yet? Yeah, I got our heart rates a little bit higher, which is good. Our ancestors used these psalms, these songs to help warm up our spirits and warm up our hearts because prayer is not necessarily always the easiest thing. And coming into that space, sometimes we need a little stretch, a little warm up, and something to get us and our energy flowing. And as we move into the words of the Amidah, our prayer, one of our central prayers on page 124, we'll use that energy as Case helps to guide us through these words and prayers. I invite you to rise in body or spirit.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufia gita hilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzhak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanorah, El Elyon, Gomel Hasadim Tovim, V'Konei Hakol, V'Zoher Hasdeovot V'Imahot, Umevi Gula Livnei V'Nehem, Leman Shemo Be'ahava. Melech Uzir Umashiach Umagen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham Ve'ezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechaye HaKol Atah Rav Lehoshia. Mashiv Harua Umarod Hagashem, Mehayel Chaim Bechesed, Mehaye HaKol Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim Berofei Cholim, Umatir Asurim, Umechaye Emunato, Lishenei Afar, Mihamocha Ba'al Gevurot, Umidomela, Melech Memit, Umechaye, Umatmian Eshura, V'ne'eman atah l'chakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechaye HaKol.
We turn to page 130. You can go ahead. For the words of the Kedusha, which will be led by Taran.
נקדש את שמך בעולם, כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום, ככתוב על יד נביאים. וקרא זה ואמר, קדוש, 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 אדוני צבאות, מלוא כל הארץ, כבודו. אדיר, אדירנו, אדוני, אדוננו, מאדיר שמך בכל הארץ, ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקומו. אחד הוא אלוהינו, הוא אבינו, הוא מלכנו, הוא מושיענו והוא ישמיענו, ברחמיו לעיני כל חי. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, ימלוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהי ציון, לדור ודור. הללויה. לדור ודור נגיד גודלך, ולנצח נצחים קדושך נקדיש. ושמך אלוהינו מפינו לא ימוש, לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
Yasher Koach. And now, Case will come back up to lead us in the words of Kedushat Hayom, our sanctification for Shabbat, which can be found on page 134.
Eloheinu, ve'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, ratzevim nuhatenu, kadshenu b'mitzvotecha, v'tein helkenu b'toratecha, sabenu metuvecha, v'samhenu b'shuatecha, v'taher libenu le'ovdecha be'emet, v'hanhilenu Adonai Eloheinu be'ava uvratzon, Shabbat kodshecha, ve'yanuhu Yisrael mikadshei shemecha, Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat.
Yasher Koach, you can go back over there. We'll take the next few moments in quiet and silence to offer either the prayers on the following pages leading up to page 142, or you can just use the meditations of your own heart. Whenever you complete your prayers, you may be seated. We'll join back together on 142 in just a few moments.
So beautiful. Good night, everyone. No, just kidding. In truth, actually, we've come to what is, in many ways, the most important part of our Shabbat morning gathering, because this is the time when we experience the Seder Kriyat HaTorah, the service for reading Torah, the service for hearing Torah. And it is at this moment when door to door, from generation to generation, Torah is passed down into the arms of the next generation. And I think you can see by how beautifully Case and Anton helped lead our morning prayers, how much they embody the values and the dreams of the generations that come before them. We believe at Temple Beth Am this isn't just something that happens within an individual family, but it's actually part of what we do as a congregation, as part of the Jewish people, that this moment of handing Torah to the next generation is something we do with love and blessing in our heart. And so it is with great honor that I invite Ronnie Scher, a longtime member, a longtime lay leader, and the wonderful mensch who greeted you at the door, to offer words of blessing to our B'nai Mitzvah.
We thank God for the gift of Torah and for the wondrous opportunity to share it with the new generation. Today, Case and Anton, you ensure the continuation of the legacy of Moses and Miriam, who first taught Torah to our people. As we prepare to hand the Torah to you now, it is our hope that just as you will carry it in your hands today, you will carry it within your heart always, as a perpetual expression of faith in God and commitment to your people.
Beautiful. Thank you, Ronnie. And if you'll just stand right over there, Ronnie's going to remain here as part of our handing down of Torah. And so I want to take note not just of the grandparents and parents who are here with us physically in the sanctuary, but also of Case's grandmother, who I know is here in love as well. Our service for reading Torah begins on page 244, and it is with great honor that I invite up to the Bima Linda Littman and Sid Littman and June Shapiro and Usha Satia, up, as well as folks that I think you know, Case and Anton's mother and father, as we rise in body or spirit for the Torah service, page 244.
Ein kamocha va'Elohim Adonai, ve'ein kema'asecha, malchutcha malchut kol olamim, u'memshaltecha bechal dor v'hador. Adonai melech, Adonai malach, Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed. Adonai oz le'amo yiten. Adonai
so how wonderful it is to be here, Anton and Case. As we talked about, we teach our young people that this moment right now, is a continuation of that moment millennia ago when at the foot of a mountain, all was so silent, you couldn't even hear an HVAC hum. And with deep love and abiding faith, our God gave this Torah to our ancestors, and door lador, from generation to generation, this Torah has been handed down in times of trouble and in times of joy, and in every generation it has helped their community find paths of peace. And so from the hands of your grandparents into the hands of your parents, Case and Anton, we give this Torah to you with the same love and faith.
Ki mitzion teitzei Torah, ki mitzion teitzei Torah, udevar Adonai merushalayim, Baruch shenatan Torah, Torah, Baruch shenatan Torah, Torah, le'amo Yisrael b'kedushato.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo.
Al shlosha divarim, al shlosha divarim, al shlosha divarim, haolam, haolam omed. Al shlosha divarim, al shlosha divarim, al shlosha divarim, haolam, haolam omed. Al haTorah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al gemilut chasadim. Al haTorah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al gemilut chasadim. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu le'har kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu le'har kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu le'har kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu le'har kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu.
Just hold on.
Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu le'har kodsho.
Yeah, if you'll take that off, just
Romemu
hold it.
Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu le'har kodsho.
And now,
Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu.
please be seated. realized my mic was on, so you heard our. It's always so wonderful. We've just recently returned to our pre-pandemic customs. What we just did is called a hakafa, and really, to me, it is, we joked in rabbinical school, it's like the seventh inning stretch, but it isn't really. It's about Torah coming to community, and it's just so wonderful to be able to really fully experience the joy of Torah on this Shabbat morning. And one of the ways that we do that is also by having our young Torah students teach us some wisdom from their own lived experience. Case is going to do this so nice and slowly as we, as he teaches us our first lesson from this week's Torah portion.
Do you make sure that your life and the life of people around you are fair? If so, why? If not, why not? This Torah portion is about God commanding Aaron and his sons to serve him as priests and to wear special clothing. The clothing has different colors. The clothing was supposed to be very fancy. Rabbi Joseph Hertz commented that these garments distinguished the priest from the lay Israelite and reminded him that even more than the layman, he must make the ideal of holiness the constant guide of his life. Costumes remind the priests of the ideal of holiness. They also wore bells on their clothes. Rabbi Yaakov Tzvi Meckenberg explains that these bells functioned as symbols, warning Aaron with each step that he must discharge his sacred duties with care and diligence. Both the priest's fancy clothing and the sports referee's black and white striped outfit show that they are a leader on their own turf. Like Aaron's bells, referees have whistles as auditory reminders that they are an instrument of fairness, serving not just themselves, but all fans and players. A ref's unmistakable black and white striped outfit distinguishes them from players and fans. With this outfit comes responsibility and power, like the priest had. A referee makes sure that they show no bias and hold the same standards for each team. Fairness is important to them because if they weren't fair, they would lose their job and the players and fans would get more upset. Fairness is important because everyone gets treated the same way. Fairness is important so teams don't get favored over others. This connects to me because I play basketball and frisbee, and they both use referees differently. In basketball, there are 1 to 3 referees on the court, and for pro basketball, others behind the scenes watching camera angles. After each game, people update the referees on how they did and if they kept the game fair. But frisbee is very different. In frisbee, everybody playing on the field is a referee. Every player gets a say in what is fair. I prefer the role of a ref/player in frisbee because it feels more fair. Decisions are being made taking into consideration of all people's points of view. Like the priest's costume was a reminder of the ideal of holiness, the referee's clothes remind everyone of the ideal of fairness. What I learned from frisbee is that everyone should be more like a referee and more fair to everyone no matter what. This connects to our lives because I think everyone should be more like a referee, making sure life is fair for everyone, or like a priest, spreading holiness across their community.
You and Rabbi Dana will get this. And so, as Case shared with us so beautifully, we're in Parshat Tetzaveh, and this is a very interesting Shabbat, actually. It's called Shabbat Zachor, and it's known as the Shabbat that precedes Purim, which is our carnival-like festival. And Purim, it seems disparate. Why would this week's Torah portion be the one that we read? But one answer that I've read has to do with the exact part that Case just taught us about, that all the ornamentation in all of the instruments of the Mishkan, the tabernacle, they all brought beauty, something that's known as chidur mitzvah, bringing in the joy of mitzvah, the joy of these sacred acts. And so perhaps that's why, because this week's Torah portion, as well as this week's holiday, reminds us that no matter what, we can bring joy into this moment. And so, Case is going to begin in Exodus chapter 28, verse 1. That's for those of you online. You can go to safaria.com and it .org. Safaria.org, thank you. Exodus 28, verses 1 through 10. And in the old Plout, the old commentary, you'll find that on page 618. And the new Plout commentary, and you'll know it's old because it looks like that. And the new Plout is on page 563. It is an honor at last to invite for the very first Aliyah these loved ones, Mara Littman, Matt Rivas, Jolie Rivas, and Vienna Rivas.
Nala Amod, Miriam Vinatan, Vehudit Vishivona, Le Aliyah Rishona.
Adonai Hamvorah.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Leolam Vaed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorah Leolam Vaed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bahar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Ve'atah ha'krev elecha et Aharon achicha ve'et vigdei ito mito b'nei Yisrael lehahanoli Aharon Nadav v'Avihu Elazar ve'itamar b'nei Aharon v'asita vigdei kodesh le'Aharon achicha lechavod ultifared ve'ata tidaber el kol hachmei lev asher miletiv ruach chochma ve'asu et vigdei Aharon lekadsho lehahanoli ve'ele havgadim asher ya'asu hoshef ve'ephod il uktonet tashbet mitznefet ve'avnetz ve'asu vigdei kodesh le'aharon achicha leka'ubanav lehahanoli Ve'hen yikhu et hazahav ve'et hadhelet ve'et argaman ve'et tola'at hashani ve'et hashesh. Do I do this? Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'hayei olam nata betohenu Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Give Case a little squeeze and go stand by the rabbi. And now, in just a moment, Case, we're going to call you to Torah for the very first time as a bar mitzvah. And I know two people who wouldn't mind standing by your side as that happens, your mom and your dad, Allison Littman and Cornelius Van Niel, as we call Case Van Niel to Torah.
Akol havuvot Eloheinu utnu kavod leTorah ya'amod habar mitzvah Levi Chavivi ben Chana le'aliyah shniya.
Baruch et Adonai Hamvorah.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher bahar banu mikol ha'amim. V'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
Amen.
Ve'asu et ha'ephod zahav techelet vargaman tola'at shani v'sheish mozar ma'aseh hoshev shetei hetefod horod yihye lo el shnei kitzotav yehubar V'chushef afudato asher alav kema'asehu mimenu yihye zahav techelet vargaman v'tola'at hashani v'sheish mozar ulachata et shetei avnei shochem ufidachta alehem shemot b'nei Yisrael hashisha mishmotam al ha'evet ha'echat ve'et shemot hashisha hanotarim al ha'evet ha'shenit ketoldotam.
Awesome.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'hayei olam nata betoheinu. Baruch atah Adonai noten
HaTorah.
Amen.
And so I'll invite you to say goodbye to your loved ones to your left.
Yes, of course.
It's more see you later, really, than goodbye, I would say. And now with the Torah rolled before us, your mother and father would like to offer a few words of blessing.
Dear Case, we stand in awe and amazement of you. I have loved seeing your amazing progress from barely remembering your Hebrew letters and wanting to only use transliterated text to being able to read Hebrew with fluency. I am also so proud of how you did something hard for you and created writing and created a beautiful teaching. I love how you're able to weave in your love of sports into your teaching today. I love that one of your favorite sports, ultimate frisbee, prizes good sportspersonship as much as skilled play, and that you've worked hard to be a good teammate and friend.
It is wonderful to have you in our lives. We love that you are true to who you are, and that you tell us clearly how you feel. We love the way you smile with your whole face. Your sweet, sensitive disposition is blended with a strong will, and we look forward enthusiastically to seeing where your journey will take you.
Our wish for you is to continue to learn, to cultivate nurturing relationships and value and cherish your friends and your family, to get more comfortable being uncomfortable and doing things that are hard, to explore new interests and new places, to appreciate the natural world and take steps we can to maintain it, to find joy and curiosity in your Jewish heritage, and to continue to engage with traditions in whatever ways speak to you, and to remain caring and joyful.
To hold fast to your sense of loyalty and fairness, to appreciate beauty in all its forms, to walk lightly on the earth, to remain avid and to find things that speak avidly to your heart, to take the initiative when opportunities appear that are important to you, to channel your interests and focus energies towards things that bring joy and fulfillment to your community, to your friends and family, and to you. To continue to be accepting of and in awe of differences in others, and to always being accepting of yourself. To have a life that is filled with love, and to keep your sweetness, open-mindedness, and sense of wonder. We're so blessed that you are our child, and we feel such pride in your accomplishment today. We love you.
And so, what our role is in that beautiful blessing is to say, Amen. We do believe that with the Torah rolled before us, it's an auspicious time to share words of blessing. In particular, we always want to make sure that we recognize those among us in pain and in need of healing. We think about all those across this nation who have been impacted by gun violence, by the pandemic, by the hands of injustice of any kind. But I also want to include in our prayers for healing anyone that you'd like to say out loud. And at home, we invite you to say the name out loud, because when we say the name, the presence comes forward. Page 253.
And let us say, Amen. Misheberach imotenu mekor habracha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
May each and every one know a refuah shlema, a full and speedy healing of body and soul. Amen. And so, okay, Anton, the time has come. Anton's going to pick up where his partner left off, Exodus chapter 28, verse 11. Anton will be chanting through over his two aliyot through verse 20. The old Plout, this can be found on page 619. The new Plout commentary, 564. Again, we're at Exodus chapter 28, verse 11. And we're going to do that in just a moment. Thank you. So sometimes the student becomes the teacher, and I want to thank Anton for reminding me that he's doing his teaching first. And then we'll get to the chanting.
My Torah portion, Parashat Tetzaveh, is about the crafting of an ephod, which is a breastpiece used for rituals, as well as services. It describes how it should be made and the intricacies of what you need to do. It also describes the different materials being used to make it, as each have a connection to the Israelites as well as God himself. In other words, it describes how to make something look fancy. At the surface, this seems like an instruction manual, but it also has a bit of a deeper meaning, tradition. You can interpret this piece in the way that it is a tradition passed on through generations and has been carried out many times. Tradition is something I have a lot of in my life, be it through things such as holidays or even simple things like a birthday. I think tradition is something very important to have, as it can really bolster one's life and because it connects them back to their past as well as their ancestors. A kind of tradition I keep in my life is going on vacation to a different country once a year. This is a good thing to have, and although this tradition doesn't seem like a lot, it doesn't really have to be. At the end of the day, what I'm doing is keeping a tradition of going somewhere new once a year. These things that seem like a lot really don't have to be, and they don't have to be big either. I enjoy having a tradition like that because it gives me a focus, maybe something to look forward to, something to work for. Maybe a tradition is achieving a new goal, maybe going to the gym once a week, something that helps you, and something you can have as a set part of your life. Tradition is something in everyday life, even if you don't notice it. For example, what I'm doing right now is, well, a tradition. People have been doing B'nai Mitzvah for hundreds, even thousands of years. But on top of that, people have things they do that aren't quite as grand, but can still be a tradition. Maybe just having the same thing for dinner every Wednesday, or lighting candles on Shabbat. These things seem small, but are still a tradition. Something I hope people can learn from this Torah portion is that tradition is something that can be valued in all lives. It is something I think everyone should try to incorporate into their daily lives. Having something that anchors you to your past, your ethnicity, or even just to yourself is something that can really affect your outlook on the world, and I think it does so in a good way.
And just a reminder, we say Yasher Koach because we say go on and pray, because what a wonderfully strong way of connecting what one might call a kind of obscure Torah portion, talking about the breastplate, but making it relevant. And that's okay that my mic wasn't on. It was just rabbinic blah, blah, blah. No, I was just saying how I think what Anton, you did so beautifully, in case you too, with the sports metaphor, both of these young teachers have helped us take this text, which is ancient, and make it relevant to today. And so as I mentioned, Anton is also going to be chanting from Exodus chapter 28, beginning with verse 11, page 619 of Old Plout's 564 of New Plout. And it is a great honor now to invite for Anton's first aliyah, but our third one of the day, some folks I think you know pretty well, Scott Shapiro, June Shapiro, and Jody Shapiro, your uncles and your bubby.
Nala Amod, Yaakov, Shmuel, Esther, Sarah, Avram, Baruch, Aliyah Shlishit.
Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Leolam Vaed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Leolam Vaed. Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim. V'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
Amen.
Amen.
Ma'aseh charash even pituchei chotam tifatach et shetei ha'avanim al shemot b'nei Yisrael musabot mishbetzot zahav ta'aseh otam v'samta et shetei ha'avanim al kitafot ha'ephod avnei zikaron lifnei Yisrael v'nasa Aharon et shimotam lifnei Adonai al shetei chatefav lezikaron ve'asita mishbetzot zahav Ushtei sharshot zahav tahor migbalot, ta'aseh ota ma'aseh avot, v'natata et shashrot ha'avotot al hamishbetzot.
Yasher koach.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. And Yasher Koach. You guys are hired. And so we'll invite you to go to the other side. You could give Anton a little squeeze on your way if you'd like to. Just saying. And yeah, the heavens are opening with the joy of Purim. And so now, Anton, it's our turn to call you to Torah for the very first time as a bar mitzvah. And I know two people who are excited to stand by your side as you do so. Glenn Shapiro and Sabina and Satia, your mom and your dad, we invite you to come on up as we call you a bar mitzvah.
Hakol havu godel Eloheinu utnu kavod leTorah. Ya'amod habar mitzvah. Mikael Ilan ben Simcha Yehuda le'aliyah revi.
Baruch et Adonai Hamvorah.
Baruch Adonai havarach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorah le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Ve'asita choshen mishpat ma'aseh choshev k'ma'aseh ephod ta'asenu zahav techelet v'argaman v'tolat shani v'shesh moshzar ta'aseh oto ravuach yihyeh kaful Zeret orko v'zeret rochbo umili tavo miluat even arva'at torim aven tor odem pitdach uvareket hator ha'echad betator ha'sheni nofek saper ve'ahalom ve'hator ha'shleshi L'shem Shivo ve'achlama ve'hator harve'i tarshesh v'shoham ve'ashpeh misubatsim zahav yihyu b'milu otam.
Yasher Koach. Beautiful. One more blessing.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chayei olam v'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. So I'm going to invite your uncles and your grandmother to say goodbye to you, or at least see you later. You can give them a little hug if you want. And yet, with the Torah open before us, I know you have been a blessing since the day you were born, and your mother and father would like to offer words of blessing to you now.
Anton, as you start your journey into adulthood, may you pursue your dreams wholeheartedly. May you have the grace and wisdom to transform challenges into lessons and opportunities.
Anton, during your journey, there will be stumbles and heartaches. Remember to give yourself the same compassion that you would give to a friend. May you draw upon your inner strength, but never be afraid to ask for help.
May your footsteps be a blessing on this earth. May you help to heal the planet and make the world a better place. May you always believe in yourself as we fully believe in you.
May you build a loving and welcoming community of family and friends. May you remember all the good that you have in your life now, and that there will always be something to be grateful for. May you always strive for your greatest potential in all that you do.
One of your greatest gifts is empathy. Your heart feels deeply for others. May you continue to be the compassionate, understanding, and loving friend, son, and brother that you are.
We know that you will make a difference in the lives of others. As you move through life, never underestimate the power of your kindness. Be kind whenever possible, and may you remember that it is always, always possible. We love you.
And we say Mazel Tov, and beautiful. You all could go back to your seats, but I'm going to invite some other loved ones of Anton to come forward to help us lift and dress Torah. And so would Scott Steele, Sloan, and Rohan Shapiro all come up as we lift and dress Torah. Please rise in body or spirit.
Vezot haTorah asher sam Moshe lifnei bnei Yisrael al pi Adonai beyad Moshe. Dai 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 yai dai 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 yai dai 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 yai dai 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 yai dai 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 yai da 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 dai ki lekach tov natati lahem Torati ta'azovu.
Now we turn to additional sacred texts that we read on Shabbat morning, Haftarah, and so our amazing partnership duo here will be reading together, and I believe, Anton, you're going to do the blessing before and begin, and then Case will follow. And they're going to be reading from the prophet Ezekiel, chapter 43, starting with verse 12. And that's, again, on Sepharia.org, Ezekiel chapter 43, verse 12. In the old Plout, it's page 719. In the new Plout, it's page 577. And we thank our B'nai Mitzvah. Anton will begin with the blessing before on page 254.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar b'nvi'im tovim v'retzev v'divrehem hane'emarim be'emet. Baruch atah Adonai habocher b'torah Uv Moshe Avdo, Uv Yisrael Amo, Uvinvi Ha'emet Vatzedek. Zot Torat Habayit Al Rosh Har Kol Givulo Saviv Saviv Kodesh Kadoshim, Hine Zot Torat Habayit, ואלה מרידות המזבח באמות, אמה אמה ותופח וחק האמה, ואמה רוחב וגבולה על שפתך סביב, זרת האחד וזה גב המזבח.
ומהק הארץ עד העזרה התחתונה 2 אמות ורוחב אמה אחד ומהעזרה הקטנה עד העזרה הגדולה 4 אמות ורוחב האמה וההרל 4 אמות ומהאריאל ולמעליו הקרנות 4. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם צור כל העולמים צדיק בכל הדורות האל הנאמן האומר ועושה המדבר ומחיה שכל דברה אמת וצדק על התורה ועל העבודה ועל הנביאים על יום השבת הזה הנתת אדוני אלוהינו ולכסה ולמנוחה לכבוד ולתפארת על הכל אדוני אלוהינו אנחנו מודים לה ומברכים אותה יתברך שמך בפי כל תמיד לעולם ועד ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת.
Amen. Yofi, beautiful. The time has come to return Torah to the Ark. I invite Nina Satya, Catherine Raditich, Adrian Van Neal, and Rohan Shapiro to come and open the Ark. Please rise in body or spirit. The prayers are on page 256. Please be seated. You all who are up here can give a fist pump or a hug or whatever you'd like to the bar mitzvah student of your choice. And Case and Anton, don't get too comfortable. Rabbi Dana and I are going to invite you to come before us over here. Because now we've heard beautiful blessings coming from you, given to you by your parents. And we would be like, it would really sadden us if we didn't have our own opportunity, because really, I think there was more. I turned to Rabbi Dana at one point and I said, they should really be a little more comfortable with each other, I think. Your friendship and your joy in being together has been such really a joy to experience. Thank
Just want
you.
to be seen.
Yeah. No, being with you both on this journey, which hasn't always necessarily been the most fun journey for you, I'm guessing, I could be wrong, you've made it fun. But the other thing that I'm so struck by, because you're two very different individuals, but both of you have such full hearts that really underneath it all took the values that you were incorporating in your teachings and in how you prepared and really lived those values. So I want to say to both of you, I know that there were some nerves about being up here this morning, but you taught me so much, and I am so transformed by your leadership. And I know what that means is that this morning, when you become bar mitzvah, it isn't for either of you an event. It's not something that's just happening today, but that you, Anton, and you, Case, will be b'nai mitzvah. You will encompass the values of your family and of the Jewish people each and every day as you move forward. It has been a pure blessing to be here this morning. And Rabbi Dana and I have the great honor of offering you the oldest words of blessing in our tradition, the Birkat Kohanim.
Yevarechecha Adonai ve'yishmerecha.
Case and Anton, may God bless you and keep you always.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichunecha.
And may the light of the divine that so clearly shines from you shine upon you and be gracious to you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha ve'yasem lecha shalom.
And Anton, Case, as you move forward on this journey as a bar mitzvah, may you feel the presence of the divine with you always, and may God always bless you and your loved ones with peace. And let us say, Amen.
Amen.
We rise now for Aleinu L'Shabeach on the top of page 282. Gentlemen, if you'll open the ark for us.
Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon hakol, la'teit kedula le'otzeh bereshit, shehu noten shamayim vayosed haaretz, umoshav yekaro bashamayim mima'al, ushchinat uzo begovei meromim, hu Eloheinu einod. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. Page 287. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל Vayom hahu, yeh Adonai echad, u'shemo echad.
Please be seated. Nicely done. We always make sure to include a moment of memory as we begin to conclude this service. And on this very special Shabbat morning, we are thinking about both Case and Anton's grandfathers, Bob Van Neal and Ram Satia. In addition, our community is remembering at this time these loved ones who have died in the last month. Elizabeth Ruth Simon, wife of Thomas Simon, mother of Daniel, David, and Tamar, mother-in-law of Tessa and Andrew, and grandmother of Emma Simon, Henry Simon, Gilead Poslins, Jacob Poslins, and Mira Poslins. We are also remembering Sydney Miller, mother of Michael, Brooke, Courtney, and Dana, mother-in-law of Norma, Robin, Dan, and Amber, grandmother of Christopher, Livia, and Elena. We're also remembering those loved ones whose yahrzeit, the anniversary of their death, falls at this time. Martin Aronson, Erwin Alterman, Ted Blank, Varden Buchanan, father of Thomas, Solomon Disman, Warren Dolan, Herman Ehrlich, Neil Eisenberg, Stephanie Fleischer, Jay Fleischman, Bernard Friedman, Leo Frischer, Claire Ginsberg, Robert Goldberg, Jean Goldberg, Michael Herman, Joel Katz, Marion Cohn, Marilyn Kostick, Samuel Kostick, Mickey Levine, Seymour Levine, John Maurer, Rebecca Knapp, Martin Pollock, Floyd Reichman, Mary Rice, Sue Rourke, Joyce Rudy, Zita Manick, Deborah Mary Sarachek, Peter Schumacher, Ed Sherman, Betty Scher, Jerome Scher, Marvin Steingart, Dominic Tata, Marcia Teicher, Kathleen Thompson, Molly Udell, Eddie Wares, as well as anyone that you would like to include in this time of Kaddish. I invite you to say your loved one's name out loud. If you're in a period of mourning in the last 7 days or the last month, please rise and remain standing. And if you're in the first year of mourning, please rise. And if you're here commemorating a yahrzeit, please rise. And then as one community, let's rise with the mourners among us to keep their love and legacy of their loved ones alive. The Mourners Kaddish is on page 294. Yikadal v'yikadash shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Bialma divra chirute v'amlik malchute. B'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chaye dekol Beit Yisrael. Bagala ubizman karib v'yimru. Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mivarak leolam olmei olmaya. Yit barak v'yishtabak v'yit pa'ar v'yit romam v'yit naseh. V'yitadar, v'yitaleh, v'yitalal, shemei dekudasha b'rechu, le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran v'alma v'yimru, amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'yimru, amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, V'al kol Yisrael, v'al kol Yoshvei Tevel, v'yimru, amen. Zikronam livracha, may their memories be for blessing. Amen. Please be seated. Wondering if you want to do the gifts.
Anton and Case, as a thank you on behalf of our community, our board of directors, and all of us at Temple Beth Am, we want to give you a few gifts, a few door prizes for becoming B'nai Mitzvah today. We have for you a lot of things. Whoopsie. We have for you a yad, or not a yad, a mezuzah rather, that was made out of plastic that was taken from the oceans by Tikkun Hayam, a wonderful organization, thank you, that is doing some amazing work to help recycle and help clean up our planet. And so you'll have a mezuzah that you can put on the door of your own room. We also will be giving you a book, My Jewish Year by Abigail Pogreben, a wonderful book to help you as you continue on your Jewish journeys as young adults now within the Jewish world. And last but not least, a certificate saying, you did the thing. And yes, and we witnessed it as well. Very good. And so congratulations, Mazal Tov. It's an honor to have gotten to see and be in this moment with you and celebrate in all of this together. So Case is using a special Kiddush cup that, come on over, is from the family, is a family gift, is a gift from the grandma. Oh, it's wonderful. It's your Kiddush cup, made by you. Oh my gosh, how beautiful. And so we have a beautiful Kiddush cup to help us sanctify the moment, and we have two amazing students to help us sanctify the moment. If you would, offer us the blessing over the wine Kiddush.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen l'chaim.
And as we offer the blessing, Hamotzi, our blessing over the bread, we invite you to turn to page 302 to join with us in that blessing. Was it tasty? Was it good? And it is Temple Beth Am custom to either put your arms around each other or elbow to elbow if that is more safe or comfortable for you. Oh, here we go. And so we offer this blessing over the challah together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'tei avot.
And while the Case and Anton take a bite to make sure that's kosher. Okay, well, I want to say that blessing allows us all to eat together at our Kiddush lunch, and so we invite everyone to join us. A huge thank you to Taran and to Alex and to Jamie and to Ronnie, and we can show our thanks to Ronnie by bringing our prayer books back to the cart in the back. But first, we have a closing song, I think chosen. Okay. You got to pace yourselves, guys. You got to pace yourselves. You earned it, but you got to pace yourself. And so we're going to have our closing song, Kehila Kidosha.
Yes, and there'll be words up here for you. If you are a temp, then we're Nitzavim. We stand here today and remember the dream. If you are a temp, then we're Nitzavim. We stand here today and remember the dream. If you are a temp, then we're Nitzavim. We stand here today and remember the dream. If you are a temp, then we're Nitzavim. We stand here today and remember the Each one of us must play a part.
Each one of us must heed the call.
Each one of us must seek the truth.
Each one of us is a part of it all.
Each one of us must remember the pain.
Each one of us must find the joy.
Each one of us.
Each one of us.
If you are a temp, then when it's Avim, we stand here today and remember the dream. If you are a temp, then when it's Avim, we stand here today and remember that. Each one of us must start to hear.
Each one of us must sing the song.
Each one of us must do the work.
Each one of us must right the wrong.
Each one of us must build the home.
Each one of us must hold the home.
Each one of us. Each one of us. Kehila, Kedosha, Kehila, Kedosha, Kehila, Kedosha, Kehila, Kedosha, yada da 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 da, yada da 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 da, yada da 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 da, yada da 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 da, yada da 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 da, yada da 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 da, yada da.
everyone.
Shabbat shalom.